Welcome to Goodwood Revival. As you can see, it's a little damp, but we're going to have a lovely time anyway. So join me on this journey. My name's Tim Aylan. Welcome to Chargeheads. What a wonderful stand this is from Rennsport. Got some really cool retro and customised cars here, resto mods, even this Dakar Rally 911. Wow, this looks like an absolute treat. Look at this. Probably the right kind of vehicle for the weather that we're having. And we're going to be concentrating on the electric vehicles that are here. Of course, this is Chargeheads, and highlighting some of the really cool other vehicles in our midst, and some really fun things that you get to see at Goodwood Revival, even when it's wet like this. We've just arrived at the RBW stand, and we're going to have a chat with the technical director and get a bit more detail about these beautiful cars behind me. Ian, thank you very much for talking to us today, and what wonderful cars you brought with us. And the sun's now out and we've been able to bring the roof down on this beautiful cream beast here. Can you give us a kind of an intro for RBW and what you guys are doing in this particular sector of the market?
We started producing brand new electric sports classic cars in 2016, and we ran a full engineering program to enable us to do all the homologation and all the development and all the development life cycle to allow us to produce a brand new, fully registered, worldwide vehicle manufacturer status electric classic vehicle. The customer base that we have, it varies really. People that like classic cars, that like electric cars, and we had our first cars in the hands of customers in about 2020.
Wow.
And we've been selling to the customers since then. We've recently increased our production capacity, and we've developed a plant in Virginia, in Danville, in North America. Awesome. So we're going to produce left-hand drive vehicles in America for the American people, out of the American plant. Back when these cars were produced in the 60s, 70s and 80s, about 80% of them actually got exported to North America anyway, and We're finding that it's about a 1-to-3 split currently, so that sort of follows on the demographic of how it was originally.
Okay, and I believe you've got not only the convertible version, but you've also got the hardtop GT as well?
Absolutely, we've got the two body styles. The architecture is very, very similar, but we've also got the lovely GT shape, which has a hatchback at the rear, only 2 seats and a larger luggage capacity. But we can offer that with a sunroof, so you've sort of got the best of both worlds then if you don't want the full roadster. For our 26 model year, we've got 50 kilowatt hour battery. Yeah. We've got 440 Newton meters of torque. Wow. With a range of over 200 miles. Okay, that sounds really good. So we've also got fast charge capacity also. Okay, what's the kind of max DC fast charge on it? We're looking at up to 50 kilowatts. Nice. And AC onboard charger, what sort of size is that? Around, currently about 7 kilowatts. 7? Yeah. And what's the kilowatt of the motor on the particular vehicle? So we got 140 kilowatts. In terms of the time frame, let's say I wanted to order one of these beautiful machines, and I wanted it spec to, particular exterior colour, interior colour. What's the sort of lead time for these vehicles at the moment? From start of build, it takes about 9 weeks, and that includes preparing the brand new body shell, aligning all the gaps, doing all the e-coating and all the rust prevention, the lovely top coat, and then it goes through a full process build within our factory at Lichfield. So what's the servicing regime that you recommend on this vehicle? Well, obviously with batteries and electric motors, they're service free, so you've got brake pads, you've got tyres, you've got washer fluid that goes here. The only time the customer will need to go under the bonnet is to fill up the washer fluid. Yeah. So this is a very benign space really for the customer. Within the rear of the vehicle that is mounted our motor and reduction gearbox. That's a single ratio, and that's fitted within a subframe that's fully enclosed. It houses the suspension, the braking system. It's all high quality tubular construction. The majesty of that is it keeps all the torque and the torque reaction from perturbating down the body shell and causing stresses and strains that it wouldn't be designed for. Yeah. the majesty of also that we've done is we've actually improved 50-50 weight distribution.
Perfect.
So
nice.
this is a beautiful handling sports car. It's a beautiful looking car, but we want it to drive and handle like a sports car. It needs to be fun, safe, durable.
Excellent. And is there anything else that's happening in the future for RBW and the rest of the business?
We're developing new models. I can't say too much at the moment.
Secret squirrel,
Absolutely. But obviously, hitting the American market, we're looking at some American models, but also we're doing some European recreation models of some quite interesting old brands.
Thank you very much for your time,
more than welcome.
and thanks for bringing such beautiful cars for us today.
Thank you. Appreciate your kind words.
We're just now in the paddocks and I'm having a spot of ginger beer. There's some amazing cars that are out on track today. It's quite quiet at the moment, but I'm sure the engines are going to roar into life soon. Thankfully the sun's now come back out, and just to introduce Dimitri, who's with us on this journey of discovery at Goodwood Revival. Just had a rather tasty burger, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the burgers were twice the size I thought, and I went for a double. So that's going to keep hunger locked up till lunch, or dinner in fact. So we're heading over to Electric Car Converts to go and see Barnaby and see what he's brought to the show this year. We're here with Barnaby from Electric Car Converts, and we're going to ask him some questions around what he's brought today and what the future holds for EV conversions. Great to see you here, mate, at the wonderful vintage show, which is Goodwood Revival.
Yep.
You brought some pretty cool stuff. You know, you brought the classic.
Yeah, this is the Series 3, pretty vintage one for us, you know, because we also do quite modern Defenders.
Yeah.
But this has got a Tesla Model 3 motor underneath. It's got a Felton 55 kilowatt hour battery pack up the front. And, you know, all the gubbins that goes with that in terms of cooling packs.
Don't touch, just don't touch.
Yeah, I'm allowed to touch it. I built it. No, I didn't actually build it. My boys did.
No, for sure. No, it looks amazing. Go on, sorry.
One of the latest things in here is a high voltage water heater. So we used to use PTCs, as people on your channel will know.
Oh, right.
But now we actually heat the water and then put it through the original matrix in there.
No way.
So it's actually a far better way of providing cabin heat. And it's new on about 3 or 4 cars ago. It's new, so we're quite happy with it. It makes life a lot easier because you'll have known how mounting a PTC sucks.
Yep.
So that's a nice new development in these cars.
And you've brought along like a skeleton chassis over here, so, which is great to see. You know,
that's
what it looks like underneath, right?
People don't, you know, they're just looking at a car there. They don't really know what it's like. What does a Tesla motor look like? So then that's the Tesla Model 3 motor right there.
Ta-da!
So you'll have a prop shaft that comes out of that side and a prop shaft that comes out of that side. And then suddenly you've got this 4-wheel drive car, and people can understand that is instead of the engine, gearbox and transfer box all in one, and it's 3 times more powerful. It's a bit of a no-brainer.
Now if you haven't seen it, check out the video up here, because I'll put the video where I got to drive. I'm not sure if it was that one.
No, it was one like that.
It was one like this, and believe me, it went like something off a shovel. So check out that video up there.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, again, we've got the Felton.
Felton pack at the front.
Yep.
This one we can do now up to 110 kilowatt hours.
Oh wow.
Which is obviously huge. There's not even OEM cars that can
So
do
what
that.
size is this one?
This is 55 kilowatt hours.
Yep.
All good for about 140, 150 miles.
Okay, so the 110 is like...
Call it double, 280, 300.
Whoa.
So it's super long range now. And that's a seat box. So let me show you in here.
Okay.
This one isn't spec'd with it, but it basically, this whole box all the way along becomes another 55 kilowatt hours.
So what's the spec of this beast? It looks a bit wide and aggressive.
This one is indeed. It's still 55 kilowatt hours. It's a Model 3 performance motor underneath. So it's a little bit more punchy. The idea being it's as fast and off-road and rugged as possible. But 2 weeks ago it was a diesel.
No way.
And
I was going to say, getting quite a lot of diesel fumes from the... look at that.
It's horrible. But no, this is car number 50. So we're very excited to get there, yeah.
Jeez.
And, you know, how many more keep coming, we'll see.
So yeah, you've punched out so many, and it just goes to show that the Felton drop-in kits and
it's just simplicity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's the same every single time. So, you know, there's little things that you mess around with like aircon, etc. But really, it's the same every single time it goes in.
And what does the future look like for electric car converts? Have you got any other models that you're focusing on?
No, we're strictly Defender, Range Rover Classic and Series. But we have one big project coming up, which is a Series 1 that we're putting 110 kilowatt hours in, and then it's driving around the world.
Wow.
So there's going to be a big like TV show following it.
No way.
Yeah. So it's a really big project happening this winter.
Whereabouts is it going? Is it
It's starting in London, going Paris, across Asia, through sort of Kazakhstan, China, down to Singapore.
Wow.
Boat to Perth, Australia, boat back up to San Francisco. Yeah. And then back to New York, and then back on a boat to Paris.
So I take it has AC and DC charging on this vehicle?
Yep. The client is convinced that he's found a way that there are enough chargers.
Fair play.
Through Octopus. But let's see if he actually does. But also remember, you can just stop outside someone's house and just plug it in on the
Yeah, sure.
There's $50, off you go.
No, absolutely. So in the EV conversion world, what are we not talking about? What do you think is something that's big that's going to happen soon in the conversion world?
Well, I don't really know. I think we're always a little bit behind everyone else, right, in the OEMs, right? We have to wait for the OEMs to do something big, and then 5 years later we'll get it. So whether that's sodium ion, for example, that could be quite cool. I don't really know. I just sort of, we've done so much R&D and we've made it so good, I almost don't want to touch it now.
No, sure.
Otherwise we're always just playing with it. It's done. Just stop touching it. Let's make some money now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as I'm sure you know, a lot of EV conversion shops have gone under because they're not making the money. You know, although the aspirations and dream are there, but you've proved that you guys are absolutely knocking it out of the park, knocking them out, and producing decent cars that work.
Hopefully. And at 60 grand, it's instead of going out and buying your Tesla.
For sure.
So there's an eco factor in there, hopefully too.
No, absolutely. Barnaby, thank you very, very much indeed for going through the detail. Look forward to seeing you at the next show.
Cheers.
All right, mate. This must be an electric car because it's on fire. Oh no, it's just the paint job. That is very striking. This 6 Series. I don't know why there's a bunny rabbit on it, or a hare. Maybe it's to do with the performance and agility. I'm guessing it's a 635, what is it? It's not telling us. It's pretty special though. Oh, it is a 635. Ernest Fuchs, 1982. Now we're talking. Look at this beast. 320i turbo. That would definitely plough some snow, wouldn't it? Some rather naughty side, arches. Very cool indeed. Look at this wing. I can see it in the mirror there, look at that. The Batmobile Special. Now I like this design. This design is very cool. With the fins as well. Getting in the way of everyone's cameras here. Pretty good. Look at the dish on that. Right, we've just managed to grab Moggy and we're going to explore the electric classic car stand. So, Moggy, great to see you.
All right, Tim.
You brought some absolutely wonderful beasts with you.
Yep.
And Jensen Intercept, I mean, wow. So, what a beast.
Really nice colour combination as well with the cream leather interior. About 10 dead cows worth of leather in there.
Yes, I could smell
Not very vegan friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is glorious. I actually drove this car here. So I drove it from Bristol down, and I could have just driven it around the M25 and back. It was just such a comfortable car. I mean, it's like sitting in an armchair. So, but there was a lot of weight we took out of this. If you have a look on our YouTube channel, we did an episode on this where we took all the stuff out and weighed it.
Yep.
We ended up with 650 kilos of weight with the engine and gearbox and fuel tanks and stuff that we took off the car before we started the electrification, which is pretty much the same weight as a Lotus Elise.
Wow, wow. I bet it drives amazing then.
So now, it's got 80% of the battery pack in the front.
Yep.
In fact, do you know what? I'll just because it's you, Tim, I'll open the bonnet for you, mate.
That's what we like to hear.
I'll spoil you.
Always spoiling me, mate.
There you go. You'll have to come around this way. It's one of these ones that goes from that way.
Wow, that's a monster. So what size is the kilowatt hour pack? 60,
60,
I can see,
yes. There was a 7.2 litre V8 that went in this originally.
Wow.
Probably around about 8 or 9 miles per gallon on the motorway. So that's why we put 80% of the battery up front, just to match the same sort of like weight. 20% in the back. And what the other thing we've done in the rear as well is it used to have a solid rear axle and leaf spring suspension, and it wasn't great handling. 1940s suspension technology. So we put in a double wishbone suspension cradle that holds the Tesla motor and has a modern suspension system. All bolts into the original leaf spring suspension.
So no IVA needed or anything like that? That is good news.
So where the leaf spring bolts into the front and rear, and also the balance bar that goes across. That's our pickup points to mount our suspension and cradle. So in the rear, double wishbone suspension, Tesla large drive unit, and it just flies.
Oh, I bet it does. And you've brought some other wonderful beasts. You've got the lovely Porsche here. Is that your normal kit that you...
so we got our usual 911 drop-in kit that goes in here. So this is just literally... was finished about 5 minutes before we needed to get on the lorry on Wednesday.
Nice.
So it was a bit of a rush. So it's moving, driving, but not finished. So we got things like windscreen wipers we need. The suspension needs to be raised a little bit. Seat belts need to go in.
It's pretty slammed, actually.
It is. I think it was originally a 912. So it had the 4-cylinder engine in. Because looking at the mounts at the back, I can see that they've been moved, if you know what I mean. Because the mounts normally on a 912 are there, and I can see they've been removed, and so somebody's put a 6-cylinder in at some point, I think.
Oh, interesting.
So
and then you've brought this wonderful Mercedes
190 SL. So this is glorious. So this is. Do you remember the Ferrari 308 we did?
Yes.
The first one.
Yeah.
So a lovely guy called Peter Brazier had that, and this is his new toy.
Oh, I did.
So he sold the Ferrari.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to say this because Peter told it to me. He said he wanted a more age-appropriate car than the Ferrari. So, and he's always liked these, and why not? I mean, they're the most beautiful Mercedes, I think.
And I see the spec there, so it's 100 kilowatt DC charging, 55 kilowatt hour pack.
The main USP on this one is the fact that in the summertime he's going to be enjoying it, driving it, but in the winter it's going to be parked in the garage and it's going to be powering his house. So it's a 50 kilowatt hour Tesla Powerwall that's got V2L technology, so that it can get charged either off of solar or cheap electricity at night, and then in the daytime it's going to be powering the house. So that's the remit of this one.
Awesome. And you mentioned earlier to me that you've got Bug Zapper sort of tear down now, and you're looking to update that as well.
Yeah, so I've got Bug Zapper right back off the ship about a month ago, and then within about 2 hours of it arriving, we stripped it. So because I've got plans for going more power, better. So we've got the Tesla Plaid motors that are going in now, finally.
Yeah.
Because there's always the ultimate plan. But the Tesla Plaid has got maximum 450 volt system, whereas the Tesla normal systems are around about 400.
Yeah.
So we're going to put a different battery pack in, higher C rating, because they're going to be pulling, say, 2,000 amps peak. So a different battery pack, different motor mounts, and I think the suspension and brakes are okay, so we'll probably leave that alone. So.
Awesome. And what are we not talking about in the EV conversion industry at the moment that we should be talking about?
So one thing that's going to probably be changing soon, obviously you've heard about the DVLA changes.
Yep.
So myself and the HCVA have been working very hard on that behind the scenes for the last 3 years to get that over the line. So fantastic news from the DVLA on the changes to allow modifications and things like that. The next thing that's getting worked on now is creating the regulations as far as the electrical systems are concerned.
Yeah.
So that's what you can do to the car as far as modifications are concerned, but there's still no real accreditation or regulations around the electrical systems that are going on to the car.
You think that's the next step then?
That's what's happening behind the scenes now, so that's the next thing we're working on.
Awesome. Moggy, always a pleasure, and thanks for bringing such beautiful cars. And anyone who's not already subscribed, check out Moggy's Electric Classic Car channel. There's plenty to see on there, that's for sure.
Cheers, Tim.
Good man. Cheers, Ben. There we have it. That is it for Goodwood Revival. Until the next time, have a great day.